Hello, everybody. So this talk shows how we generate B1 level ESL reading texts by trying every prompt decision to the CFR companion volume and documenting it with the alignment handbook that we will talk about the details in the next slides. So the results will be a traceable, reproducible workflow and semi-fixed prompts and expert alignment instruments are used during this design. So the title of the study, in short, is Development and Evaluation of AI-Generated B1 level ESL Reading Exam Texts, a design guided by CFR Companion Volume. So the study goal is a traceable design for B1 reading passages. We start from CFR Companion Volume descriptor scales, which include activities, strategies, and linguistic competence, and operationalize them into semi-fixed prompts plus an expert checklist that others can use to audit alignment. So we follow the CFR alignment handbook to map from generic descriptors to specific criteria. Let's briefly talk about what is CFR Companion Volume and what is CFR Alignment Handbook. So the CFR Companion Volume is the updated extension of the CFR. It clarifies levels and provides illustrated descriptive scales for what learners can do, covering communicative language activities and strategies, plus linguistic competences. And it also adds areas such as online interaction and plurilingual or pluricultural competence. Its purpose is to support curriculum, materials, and assessment design by turning the construct into observable outcomes. So in our project, these scales supply the B1 targets that we operationalize in prompts and the checklist. So CFR Alignment Handbook, on the other hand, is a practical guide for aligning tasks and teaching to the CFR. It lays out a transparent process, familiarization, specification, standard setting, validation, documentation, etc., with editable forms and checklists. So practically, it asks you to define the construct and the context, derive task characteristics and linguistic features for target level, and prepare rating instruments, exemplars, train raters, or record evidence of alignment. So in our work, we use it to convert CFR B1 descriptors into concrete criteria and prompt slots, and to document decisions so the design is auditable and reproducible. So on these slides, I'm showing our perspective and the two frameworks that keep us honest. We work as a human AI co-design team, researcher plus ChatGPT 5 thinking mode. So decisions are shared, prompt templates are iterated, and expert in the loop audits each step. The workflow is simple and repeatable, as you see. One, extract B1 targets from the CFR companion volume, then co-draft semi-fixed prompts, then generate sample text, then audit them with the expert checklist, and then iterate and archive everything like version prompts, outputs, decisions, etc. So this gives us a traceable edits in version, the artifacts, which is exactly what we need for CFR alignment and later validation. So we built three main things in this study: semi-fixed prompt templates, a B1 mini checklist, and an expert instrument specified, not administered right now, with full archiving of prompts, outputs, rubrics, ratings, logs, etc. So first, semi-fixed templates translate CFR decisions into slots. Like topic length, discourse mode, connectors, lexical, syntactic, sailings are important here. Second, a B1 mini checklist enforces controls like main idea visible, equal or greater than 3 scan word effects are included in the text. Equal or greater than 1 inference queue is included in the text. Equal or greater than 5 connectors are included as well. And also the text is 250 or 30 words length. So Thirdly, an expert instrument is specified but not yet used in this phase, and everything is versioned and archived at the end. So we turn CFR into constraints like this while doing the text design. B1 orientation descriptor becomes the criterion. Main idea early, which we encode as a title plus an opening topic sentence. The check is explicit topic sentence and at least one heading. For identifying cues and inferring, we require equal or greater than one inference cue. It can be a contrast or affix or context hint. So the check is one inference recoverable without outside knowledge. So that's how descriptors become prompt rules and checklist tricks in our text design processes. So when we look at our humble contribution, it can be regarded as the fact that it is a CFR-guided, auditable workflow. So semi-fixed prompts, a checklist, and an instrument that others can reuse at the end will be created. So for this phase, this scope is design only. We did not collect data. But in the next phase, we move to rater training, blind ratings, inter-rater reliability or content validity, etc. with adjunction as needed. So we, while using CFR, we operationalize CFR just like this. These steps were followed. Firstly, reading activities were designed. Reading activities set the tasks like skimming, scanning for orientation, clear main point for information argument, or stepwise instruction are the phrases or are the criteria that is followed. So some strategies were used. For example, strategies at cues like headings, stopping signals, numbers, date names for scanning, or at least one context-based inference. And also linguistic competence is taken into consideration because it should be B1 band. So it constrains, linguistic competence constrains the language, high frequency lexicon, most simple and compound clauses, basic punctuation and connectors for cohesion are preferred. So from these scales, we derive concrete controls. It must be a passage, or a passage must open with a visible main idea. It should include 3 scan word effects and 1 inference cue. Also, it should keep within B1 language ceilings like high frequency words, limited subordination, and common connectors, etc. So while designing the text, we enforce 6 controls. The first one is main idea visibility. So main idea visibility means that we need to see the title and opening sentence. The second one is scan-worthy details like numbers, dates, names. And the third one is inference cue. It can be a kind of attitude, cause, or unknown word meaning recoverable from context, contrast, or affix. We can see some connectors. We need to see some connectors first then, however, because therefore, in conclusion, are some examples. So we take B1 language band in consideration, as I mentioned before. Also, when we look at length and scope, we see that the text should be 250 or between 250 or 300 words. And so familiar topics or familiar domains are preferred, like daily life, study, work, community, etc. Also, some cultural bond or technical density is avoided. These are the criteria that's suggested by CFR companion volume. Now I will show you the semi-fixed prompt template that encodes these 6 checks as slots. So we now turn descriptors into prompt slots. Okay, as a creator of a text, you can fill some points like topic length, moves, connectors, ceilings, one interface cues, and equal or greater than 3 scan facts. These are the points that you can change. After generation, we tick the checklist. And this keeps the pipeline traceable and reproducible. Let's read out the skeleton of the main prompt that we have created. This was the first prompt that we have created. So write a B1 level ESL reading passage of 250 or 300 words on blah, blah, blah topic. Make the main idea explicit in the title and opening sentence. Include equal or greater than 3 scan artifacts. You can specify them, the numbers, the dates, the names, the places, or equal or greater than 1 inference cue recoverable from context. Use equal or greater than common connectors, because therefore first then however can be some examples. Also, keep vocabulary high frequency and sentence most simple or compound, avoid culture-specific knowledge, and advanced idioms. So this can be the summary of the prompt that we have created. So here you see an example B1 passages that have been created by ChatGPT-5. And you can see the master prompt over here, and you can see some details in prompt 1 that can be replaced in master prompt. So at the end, the text that you see titled as Neighborhood Repair Cafe can be produced by ChatGPT-5. So these examples were co-produced with ChatGPT-5 thinking mode using the CFR guided semi-fixed prompt. And at the left top is a master prompt that encodes CFR B1 requirements as slots. Below, next to it, are instant prompts that fill those slots with specific facts. And on the right bottom, you can see corresponding example B1 passages generated directly from these prompts, text 1, text 2, and text 3. And these were produced by ChatGPT-5 from the prompts with no human post-editing. So you can see the example texts here. So yes, as you see, with this simple prompt that have been grounded on CFR companion volume and the adjusted book, we created the text, but the next step will be a qualitative check with ESL instructors. We won't use scores here. Instead, we will collect open-ended reflections using the questions as you see on the screen. We will ask what stood out, how they located the main idea, which details were easy to find, what interfaces they made, how the flow felt, whether the vocabulary and sentence patterns with typical B1 learners, etc. These are all questions that can be asked related to the text that have been produced by ChatGPT-5. So we also ask about length and topic familiarity, any challenges, possible classroom uses, or suggestion to refine the prompt, template, or constraints. These will be the following text production process that are being supported by the ideas of the instructors. So these narratives will guide our next iteration and prepare the literature-based study at the end. So here you can see the references of 2 main sources, 2 main criteria that have been followed in our study. Hope to see you again in any other platform, and we are looking forward to your supports or comments if you have any. Bye guys, thank you for your attention.